What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Sevilla in La Liga. The league momentum and form continues for the blaugrana as they'll be hosting one of the most historic teams in the league in Sevilla, who've had an absolutely dreadful season. This midweek coming up, there's going to be no games for Barcelona, so this is going to be a huge opportunity for the team to go all out in order to get that rest midweek. But again, the objective this season is to win the league, and Sevilla is the next team in our way of our goal. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. It'd be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so regular kickoff time in La Liga, and this match will be taking place at the beautiful Spotify Camo Nou, and the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch will be Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez, and on the VAR it will be Jose Luis Gonzalez. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona currently sit in first place in La Liga on 50 points after playing 19 matches, which of course is the halfway mark. We've won 16 matches, drawn 2, and lost 1. If you look at our last 5 games in the league, 4 wins and 1 draw, the second best or tied first best form in La Liga. We are the winter champions at the halfway mark. Barcelona has 50 points, which means if we do the same thing again, we will finish the season on a record or tying record 100 points. Barcelona's best record at the halfway mark was 55 points. So this team is doing unbelievably well so far. Again, the 3 games where we dropped points was when Madrid lost, then 2 draws, 1 to Espanyol and 1 to Rayo Vallecano. It still annoys me to the fact that we didn't win either of our 2 derbies yet this season. Second place is Real Madrid, who currently have 45 points after playing 19 matches. They have 14 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. If you look at their last 5 games in the league, 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. So they're still right behind us, slowly but surely. There's still not really enough room for Barcelona to drop points at the moment, but again, there is that gap in case it's needed. There's something down on 39 points, and then Atletico Madrid on 34 points. So Barcelona do have top 4 secured right now, but of course that's not the objective. The objective is to win the league. Now, if you take a look at the top teams who they'll be facing this weekend, Atletico Madrid later on today will be facing Getafe. Tomorrow morning, Real Madrid will travel to Real Mallorca, and Real Sociedad will be hosting Real Valladolid. So of course you're gonna be looking at that 8 a.m. kickoff. Well, it's Central Eastern Standard Time. Mallorca against Madrid. Can Mallorca do us a favor? We'll have to wait and see, but again, we will know all the results coming up to our game. So if Madrid drop points, it'll put more pressure on us, and if they win, it'll put more pressure on us. I thought Madrid and Real Sociedad, they're just there for vibes, let's be honest. So we'll wait and see how it goes, but again, the momentum continues. Of course, we did very well against Sevilla in our first game, and Sevilla this season have been very, very poor. So I'm expecting nothing, and absolutely nothing, but Barcelona 3 points to continue the momentum and fantastic fine form in the league. Now, if you take a look at our opponents in Sevilla and where they're currently standing in the league table, they are currently sat in 13th place in La Liga on 21 points. After playing 19 matches, they have 5 wins, 6 draws, and 8 losses. You look at their last 5 games in the league, they're on fairly decent form, the same form as Real Madrid, 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. But for a team of that stature and a team of that quality, they're having an absolutely dreadful season. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Sevilla. Like I just mentioned, so far this season, they're having a very, very poor season, and they currently only sit 3 points above the relegation zone. And the last time we faced them this season, in the first game of the season, in the first leg you could say, was actually the second game of the season, where we went to the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan and we beat them 3-0 with Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Eric Garcia, surprisingly, of course, getting on the score sheet. Now, if you look at the formation, it's still very similar to what we see right now. Just take out Eric Garcia, and that's pretty much your Gola 11. And of course, that debate of bringing in Frankie De Jong for a winger or not and going to a 4. So we did field a very strong team in that match, and it got the job done in a very, very difficult stadium. Now, if you take a look at Sevilla's last 5 matches in all competition, and their last match beat Elche 3-0. They lost in the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey to Osasuna 2-1. They beat Cadiz 1-0. They beat Alaves and the rest of the Copa del Rey 1-0, but they did lose to Girona 2-1. So let's take a look at the last 3 matches all competition. Firstly is the 1-0 win against Cadiz. Now this match surprisingly was not, very tight whatsoever. It was a Sevilla dominant performance. Cadiz did have a few chances to bring the score level, but they weren't clinical. Sevilla dominated. They got the goal from a rakish penalty. I think it was near the end of the match because they were tapping on the door. In the end, they finally got their lucky breakthrough and secured 3 massive points. Next up is their Copa del Rey exit to Osasuna. Now Osasuna currently sit, I believe 7th, 8th in La Liga, so they're doing quite well for their standards. But I do remember about this game is that everyone did predict Osasuna to win. Osasuna were at home, of course, you give them the advantage, but no doubt on paper Sevilla's squad is much better. This game was crazy. Osasuna got a goal late on, then Sevilla equalized in the dying moments to go into extra time, and then Osasuna got a late goal as well. It's a crazy game. If you haven't seen the highlights, go see the highlights. But in this match, it was Sevilla on the back foot a lot. They were defending the majority of the game. They went forward. The attack would break down. Also hit on the brace. So Sevilla were doing a lot of work in this match. I'm very surprised I got a goal at the end there to bring it into extra time, which I believe it was scored by Yusuf En-Nesyri. But then, you know what? It was a tough game for them, and in the end, they weren't up to the level of Osasuna and were knocked out of the cup. Finally, the last match of all competition was a 3-0 win at home to Elche. Very comfortable win for them. En-Nesyri getting a brace, Marcus Kounde getting a perfect 10 out of 10 score from SofaScore, which is, you don't see that often. Pure domination from them. Of course, Elche, worst team in the league by a clear margin. This was a walk in the park for Sevilla. So overall, final thoughts on Sevilla. With the naked eye, they're a good team. They have good players. They have a very well experienced manager, and their manager Jorge Sampaoli, who's very experienced. He won the Copa America, of course, twice with Chile. But on paper this season, they've been dreadful. They've been so poor. They won't get relegated, but they're gonna have one of their worst seasons in their career, and there's not signs of improvement. They win a game, they lose a game, they win 2, then draw 1, lose 1. So there's no consistency in terms of their good form, and also they're just not getting the results they need at the crucial times. So players to look out for, of course. Like I said, they're a strong team. Ivan Rakitic, of course, coming back to the Camp Nou. I'd watch out for that. Lucas Ocampos, since coming back from his loan move from Ajax, has been very good for them. And the city's firing on all fronts. Acuna has been brilliant. There's no, I think, Papu Gomez and Jesus Navas, their captain, in their squad list. So those 2 players are out. Fernando in the midfield, of course, very strong. Juan Jordan, Suso up front, Bono in goal, of course. So they have a very good squad, but just they're not getting the results, and they're not playing well overall this season. So all Barcelona have to do really in this match is just do our thing. Dominate the game at the Camp Nou, play at the tempo that we want to play at, finish the chances, and it will be a breeze in the park. The only way I can see Sevilla getting a result in this match is, again, sit back, park the bus, hit on the counterattack, and even if they hit on the counterattack, score, because Sevilla have been hitting on the counterattack this season, but they haven't been very clinical up front, so that's going to be a big task for them. We'll wait to see how Sevilla, play in this match, but so far this season they haven't been that great, and it will be a very difficult task for them to come to the Camp Nou and take some points away with them. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list for this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Araujo, Busquets, Gavi, Pedri, Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran, Iñaki Peña, Christensen, Marcos Alonso, Jordi Alba, Kessie, Roberto De Jong, Raphinha, Kounde, Eric Garcia, Balde, Arnau Tenes, and Alcron. So from the last squad list, of course, Ousmane Dembele is out. Alejandro Balde surprisingly makes the squad list because this morning he was ill and did not train. And there is no Pablo Torre because he has gone to play with the B team, Barcelona Athletic, so he's going to be getting involved there, getting some minutes, which is very important. So he's not going to be in the squad list for this game. And of course the exits, Bellerin is gone, Memphis, and Gerard Pique as well. Now with this being the crucial point of the season, we're past the halfway mark. There are going to be a lot of players who are going to be on suspension watch. If they will get a yellow card in the Sevilla match, they will be suspended for the next league game. Those players are Ronald Araujo, Sergio Busquets, Gavi, and Ferran Torres. Also Ousmane Dembele, but he's injured, and also Xavi as well. So any of these 5 people you see on the screen, players and managers who get a yellow card in this match, they will be suspended for the following league match. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. This press conference this morning, of course, he was asked a lot of questions from the media about the game coming up, the future of the club, future of some players as well, player form, every single detail he's been asked about. Again, this was quite a long press conference, but Xavi did answer all the questions with no worries. Let's get and see what the Gavi had to say during the presser. He came out saying that Sevilla are a very difficult opponent despite their recent results. Sampaoli is a great coach, and things are going to be difficult for us, and we need the fans at the Camp Nou tomorrow. Apparently, Barcelona have not been selling tickets, so they did a campaign yesterday where they released a video about Xavi calling the fans to come to the stadium. So hopefully that does end up working out. Then asked about the system of the team, four midfield wingers, which one do you prefer? He said we were comfortable with any system. We played great games with two wide wingers as well. Basically, it doesn't vary that much. Maybe with Frankie and Busquets together with four midfielders, fewer balls are lost. Then asked about the contract renewal of Sergio Busquets, and this is really getting annoying to me, but he keeps getting asked about it, so he's going to answer the same thing. We are waiting for his decision. If he continues, I will be delighted. Now, for Mr. Ronaldo, the tweet this morning, the Inter of Miami are pushing for Busquets, and again, Barcelona are pushing for a 1-year extension. It will be up to Busquets. If he stays, if he wants to stay, he will stay, and if he wants to leave, he will leave. Then asked about Pablo Torre, of course, being involved with the B team, saying that Pablo Torre needs to play, he needs matches and rhythm. He will play with the B team to have minutes and enjoyment. Then Xavi was saying that we must not lower our guards. We have a lot of competition left coming up. Of course, the Super Cup gave us great momentum, but we want to continue our fine form. Then asked about Ousmane Dembele. He said that Ousmane Dembele is the best in the 1v1 situation, but Raphinha and Varane can do it as well. We lose 1v1s a lot, but we also win in other things as well. Frankie has always been essential for me. He's fast, strong, he's a lot of quality. He also has a lot of quality for Barcelona needs, and that's why he's one of the most used players of our squad. Then asked about Chelsea spending a lot of money, saying that if Chelsea have signed so many players, it's because they do it and they can do it in the Premier League and they allow it. But it's not something that worries me. I'm focused on Barcelona. Really weird questions. Also asked about Vinicius, getting tackled all the time. I don't know how that involves Xavi, but anyways, he's asked about that. He then asked about, the league title, of course. We're currently sitting 5 points clear, looking very good. He said that we are candidates to win La Liga, but we are not the favorites. It will be difficult for us because we are fighting against the champions. I see Madrid doing well, even though they're currently 5 points behind us. Then he was asked about En-Nesyri, saying that things will work out for him. We have to be patient with him. I trust him a lot. He's working very well and has a tremendous mentality. He also praised En-Nesyri for his work rate in training as well. Apparently Xavi says it's absolutely fantastic. Then asked about Alejandro Balde. Of course, he was ill this morning, did not train, but still in the squad list. The doctors say everything is fine. He will be available for tomorrow, but the decision on whether he plays or not has not been made yet. Then asked about Jules Kounde. There's been reports coming out saying that Kounde now apparently prefers to play at right back, but Kounde did say after the match against Real Betis that he prefers to play as a center back, but he's playing at right back because Xavi is asking him and he wants to just play. He'll do whatever Xavi asks him for. Xavi was asked, do you see Kounde as a right back for the future or a center back? So the number one thing for Kounde is to play as a center back, his natural position. But since we don't have a natural right back, he has adapted very well there. Then asked about Raphinha's fine forms, and that Raphinha always brings something different. He's an exceptional player who works well for the team. I trust Rafa a lot. Defensively, we've been solid in La Liga. This is not the case though in the Cup. We were improving. Ter Stegen is exceptional in goal, and everyone else defending fully. Maybe we lack concentration in the UCL. We also had a lot of major injuries, which didn't help us. However, that is not an excuse. And lastly, Xavi concluded off by saying that I'm not worried about reaching 100 points. What worries me is about winning La Liga. Even if we win it with 70 points, I don't care, but that's the most important thing. After we're winning, you establish the record. Well, it's much better, but that's not the most be-all and end-all for us this season. It's about lifting the league title. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Sevilla tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best with this lineup. It will be very, very difficult to predict for two reasons. One, we do have midweek off, of course, coming up. Second, it is a Sevilla poor side at the Camp Nou, so you can rotate. But with there being no midweek game, we'll try to go full strength, then rest the rest of the team, or to give some few, key players a big rest in general. We'll have to wait and see, but I think Xavi will go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Roberto, Araujo, Christensen, and Jordi Alba. Midfield three of Busquets, De Jong, and Pedri, and a front three of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Gavi. So from the Gala 11, you could say, I see Xavi making at most 2 changes, and both at fullback. Jules Kounde coming out, as well as Alejandro Balde, and Roberto and Jordi Alba come in. I'm surprised Roberto has not played that much recently. I think he does deserve to play. I think he can offer a little bit in the squad, especially off the bench. Sevilla at home, there should be a walk in the park for him. Roberto tends to play very well against Sevilla, especially at home. We're thinking about the Cup 6-1 victory, other league games as well. He always does well against them. Of course, Jordi Alba will come in since Balde did not train this morning probably. I think the rest of the squad will say the exact same. I can't see really Kessie coming in. I can see one of Ansu Fati or Varane possibly starting. Then maybe you can rest either Gavi or Pedri and then go to a traditional 4-3-3 with the 2 wingers. I can see that being a possibility, but I think Xavi wants to stick with the same rhythm, the same momentum, and the same system as well. And that's not I think that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below what you think Xavi will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Xavi's lineup prediction. I firstly brought in Ansu Fati to rest Gavi, and I've also brought in Eric Garcia to rest Andreas Christensen. Of course, other 2 changes, Jordi Alba and Sergio Roberto coming in. When I was picking this lineup, my main priority was to rest Kounde. The amount of minutes Jules has played over the past month is absolutely ridiculous. I am shocked that he's not been rested once, and I am worried that if he does not get rested soon, he will pick up a crappy thigh or hamstring injury and be out for a month. He needs to be rested. I brought in Roberto. I've also brought in Eric Garcia for Christensen. I think Christensen's also played a lot of minutes recently. Don't want to risk anything with him. And I think Eric Garcia and Araujo as a center back partnership can definitely do a job for sure. Midfield 3, I have stuck with it. I was really considering bringing in Kessie because I want to make some rotation. I want to give their squad, the majority of the starting players in the squad, a good rest since we don't have a midweek game. Of course, Sevilla at home, this team can well and truly beat them, and if not, we can bring them off the bench and make a final push. That's why I've gone with the front 3 of Ansu Fati, Raphinha, and Lewandowski. I want to give Gavi some rest as well. I think Gavi and Kounde both have played ridiculous amount of minutes and need important and very crucial rest. I've gone with the wide winger formation as well. I didn't pick the 4. I was thinking about putting Pedri on the left and bringing in Kessie, but I think it depends on the team that you face. At the Camp Nou, you want to be a bit more attack flowing, get some goals, get the crowd going, because once the crowd goes, it will give the motivation and confidence to the players as well. And that's not that I would select for this match, but of course, let me know in the comments below, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I think it will be a comfortable victory for Barcelona. I've gone with Barcelona to win this match by 2-0. I've been bashing Sevilla for this whole entire preview, so it would have been stupid for me to say, oh, draw, maybe a loss. I think it will be very, very comfortable for Barcelona. As long as Barcelona turn up, we play well, with the Camp Nou decently full, around 70,000 plus, I see this being comfortable victories. Sevilla have been very, very poor. Barcelona in the right mindset. They have the right momentum. They have the good form. And Sevilla are not doing that great either. So I see this being very, very comfortable. Of course, the score line, it's just a shot in the dark, really. I'm hoping we get keep the clean sheet. Of course, we didn't keep one against Betis thanks to a Jules Kounde own goal, which is a bit unfortunate. But hopefully in this match, we can keep the clean sheet. And of course, the attackers can do the job. Like Araujo always says, our job as the defense is to keep a clean sheet. And the rest is up to the attackers to get on the score sheet. Or maybe me if I from a corner kick or whatever. Anyways, I think it's being very comfortable for Barcelona. Anything but a win for me would be absolutely catastrophic. And I have gone Barcelona win this match by 2-0. But of course, let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was a match preview for Barcelona versus Sevilla in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go if you were the manager? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me. Follow for the match by match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead. Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, but the 3 points. Take care and force the Barca.